Alright, YouTube, Capital G here. Going to show you guys my final countdown deck list. I'm not going to explain a ton because, for the most part, the deck is pretty standard. I mean, there's not a whole lot of room for innovation, but I tried to make this as consistent as possible. 3 copies of Swift Scarecrow. It's the only monster that I run. I was running Sangan at first, but the problem with Sangan is once people have Thunder King, you basically can't use Sangan for the whole game. I don't run stuff like Battle Fader in the main deck. I don't run Card because things like Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment, and Effect Veiler are cards, especially in game 1. And you want your opponent to have as many dead cards as possible. Basically, you want your opponent to have a handful of dead cards, a field full of dead cards, and basically just every single turn you negate battle and win. 3 copies of Countdown, it's the win condition. 3 copies of Sarko gets you Countdown. The only other thing really you're going to search for with Sarko is 1 Day of Peace, which you run 3 copies of. The reason you run 3 copies of 1 Day of Peace is because, honestly, it's the best card in the entire deck. Like, the reason it's the best card in the deck is because it functions like the other cards like Threatening War and Wabaku, but the difference is not only can you activate it on your turn so you don't have to worry about the blind MST during the end phase, but in addition, it lets you draw a card. So it's a -1 in every other deck, but it's actually a +1 in this deck. 3 copies of Upstart, which is good for Hope for Escape. Your opponent gains 1,000 life points and you get to draw, get your countdowns and get to your key cards quicker. 2 copies of Duality. This deck doesn't summon ideally, so I mean the no summon clause doesn't hurt you. It does kind of suck when your opponent has Thunder King though. 1 Dark Hole and 1 Heavy Storm. Honestly, if I could go back, I would have taken out the Dark Hole for one copy of Battle Fader. Like, this is good against Dino Rabbit. It's kind of unnecessary everywhere else. It doesn't matter how many monsters your opponent has. Like, if they can attack past turn 5, you're probably going to lose anyway, so it really doesn't matter. 3 copies of Hope for the Escape, one of the best cards in the deck. Final Countdown plus Upstart automatically lets you draw 2. And, I mean, it's a good way to just make sure your life points are low. You get to draw a ton of cards. Just make sure that you don't lose to, like, the random burn stuff, like your opponent sides in a random copy of Ceasefire. 3 copies of Jar, Greed, and Legacy of Yada. Again, it's draw support. It basically just thins your deck like Upstart. It just, you don't get the draw, but it helps you draw into either Countdown or draw into Defense. And then to finish out the deck, you have the 12 no attack cards. 3 Wabaku, 3 Thunder of Ruler, 3 Frozen Soul, 3 Threatening Roar. These cards don't stack anymore, a la Frozen Soul, a la Thunder of Ruler, so you have to remember that. But you can chain and you can activate Frozen Soul on your turn. One of the best things to do is to, activate Wabaku or Threatening Roar before your opponent enters the battle phase. And then during the end phase, so your opponent can't blind MST, you just activate Frozen Soul and they'll skip their next battle phase. I'm going to show you guys the extra deck inside now. And to the side deck, which honestly, I really didn't use that much. Like, I didn't really see a lot of people siding many cards for me. 3 copies of MST. The whole reason you use it is just Royal Decree. Like, there is no other reason to use it, honestly. Or, no, just just Royal Decree. 3 copies of Battle Fader. I actually sided this in more times than I thought I would have. Like, it was the most cited card. 3 copies of Marshmallow, Lava Golem, and Rainbow Life. These are just for time, basically. If I'd happen to go into it, one big stigma about Countdown players is that, they basically stall game 2 so that they can go into time inside a whole bunch of burn shit. I didn't go into time one single time, so, don't say, oh, Capital G, we're just doing that. Actually, if I would have played Dino Rabbit, I would have sided in the Lava Golems because they get rid of Logia. Same thing about, if I play anything like basic Karakuri or Samurais that can make Barkion or Beast cards that can be problems, you side deck Lava Golem. Potentially Marshmallow so you can survive until you hit your Lava Golems, but I didn't play those decks. And to the extra deck, this was just funny. Every single time I played somebody, I used a different card on the extra deck. You basically just troll people. You make them think that you're playing a deck and then you're not playing it. Maybe the first 2 turns they play conservative or something like that. But my extra deck was 1 Gladiator Beast Grazaris, 1 Heraclinos, 1 The Shining, 1 Great Tornado, my favorite E-Hero actually, Atomic Strap Dragon, TG, Wonder Magician, Stardust Dragon, Karakuri Barredo, Legendary 6 Samurai Shi-An, and the Tiras, Keeper of Genesis was just a tech card. Yeah, but if you want to know why I ran these, basically, you show up, you put Great Tornado on top, they think you're playing heroes, so they play conservatively, and basically they lose out on a couple of turns. It's an old school trick, it's not really cheating or anything like that. Like, shit, if I played Gravekeepers, I'd put Logia on top as, like, my 15th card and have everybody thinking I'm playing Dino Rabbit. Old school trick, but most of the pros already know about it. So, yep, guys, this was the deck. Again, I'm just showing you it for reference. Don't run this shit. You'll lose to random stuff, and I honestly would not advise playing it. But it's still a cool deck. You know, you play at your locals, you BS around. Still pretty fun to play with.